The course you came to see is called Introductory Japanese B, and it's a gateway course to Japanese studies, but it also serves general education students and elective students. I have about 180 students in the course, and on a day, I would say about 160 of them were in attendance. And it's a Japanese language course, but we still do it in a lecture theater, large lecture theater. We were in Ritchie Theater in Ciencia building, and isn't it crazy to have a language course in a lecture theater? But you know, that's what we have, so we do the best we can do. Well, we teach Japanese, but we don't teach just Japanese as a system. And we try to engage our students in expressing themselves using Japanese, and getting to know other students using Japanese, and finding out, say, diversities and complexities in the world through learning of Japanese. For this sort of learning, just memorization and repetitions wouldn't do. That's why we try to be active and engaging in our classes. And we had a major shift in how we look at learning from the traditional acquisition mode to participation mode. And we use that concept in our teaching, and active learning works very well with the participation mode. And in our lectures, I have this probably a variation of think, pair, and share approach. So I post a theme or a question or a task in a slide, and they would work it out in pairs, practice it in pairs, etc. And in a class, we'll share it in a variety of ways. And the students have slides ahead of time, so they can prepare for them. In that sense, it's in a way a flipped lecture.
The interactive activities that we had in class makes a good learning experience. So I can speak with the students who have the same level of learning Japanese. And so we can talk, and it makes me comfortable to talk with them because we all at the same level. And then, so I don't feel uncomfortable of making mistake, and I don't feel scared of asking questions to our senpai. Yeah.
I'll say it's mainly because of the interactions that Professor Chihiro has brought to the class, and her energetic and enthusiastic personality help us as students to be more engaged and to be more interested in what she's gonna teach. And that's what I think that's the best part of the course, because not because of the content, but because of how the teachers, they organize their way of teaching and how they deliver those content to us. That's what makes me want to enjoy and coming to class more.
The community aspect, I think, we try to develop our program into sort of a large community of practice, which has many communities of practice layered under, and many communities, sub-communities network with each other within our Japanese language program. And active participation in community would help develop the students' affiliation with the community. And of course, many of them are general education students, so they will leave after the introductory course, but they will still have connections with other students, and some knowledge that they have this me being a Japanese user type of identity is developed. And for those who major in Japanese studies and who go on to the advanced levels, they would, through the participation in various communities, they develop commitment to the learning of Japanese, and also they would develop an identity of a Japanese speaker. I think the active learning is very compatible with the concept of communities of practice, which we try to develop in our program, and they become a member, fully fledged member of the community. And those are the students who come back to my beginner lecture as senior helpers, and those are the ones who perform the role play for juniors. You asked how I would advise newcomers to active learning, how I would do it. And I think the first 10 minutes of the first lecture is very important. If you talked for 20 minutes straight on your own, student would think that this class I can sit back and listen. But the first thing I say in my first lecture is this class is not for you to sit back and listen. In this lecture you have to be participating and speaking and talking to people next to you. If that is not for you, this course is not for you. And right after that, I have them introduce themselves to 5 other students. And since this is a Japanese class, I do it in Japanese. I, of course, give them prompts. But that way, within the 10 minutes of the start of the lecture, they know what is expected of them. And this sets the tone to the whole lecture series. And their behavior is already sort of set.